This is the most intense video I've ever made. Where was the flies? No images. I've just been bribed in. Hi guys, welcome back to another video. We've got an exciting one. I've done a few videos similar to this where I've stayed in worst rated hotels, but this one tops them all off. Not only is it worst rated, it's got its own hate website. The reviews are absolutely atrocious. It's got a 1-star hygiene rating. I think it's even been downgraded to a 0-star, if that's even possible. But it's grim and not looking too pretty. So, me and Brad are going to be staying in this hotel tonight, reviewing it, seeing what we think, and seeing how our experience is. We've just drove past the outside of it. It looked older, but okay.
Yeah, it looked normal. I don't think there's anything wrong with the outside at all.
No.
I think it just looks fine.
I think we're just going to head in, check in, and see what our room's like.
Sure.
Let's go.
We've got 2 rooms booked. Do we book? So first floor.
Right, okay, thank you very much.
Restaurant bit. It smells.
Can you smell it? Never seen a hotel bedding like that before. It's given us like a weird sense feeling. What's in there? Dina, I just feel weird, mate. Just a cupboard. Another painting. Jesus, why they got paintings everywhere? It's quite nice, huh?
Oh, there's mold on it.
Are you joking? Put it back off the bed and wash your hands, you fucker. Look at that. What's that?
That just stinks quite bad.
You know what it smells of? Wet dog. Which is usually mould. What?
Mold on the floor. Seen
that cable as well, just like sticking out of the wall? It looks like blood on the wall. Fly number 1. Hole number... Is that shit on the ceiling? Brad, it looks like chunks of shit. Is it?
A bit distinct, doesn't it?
Would you have a cuppa out of that? Bit of lime scale at the bottom. Okay, so we've come into the room. After a quick look round, there's a lot of questionable stains, which I'm a little bit uneasy about. Some of them to me look like poo, and then there's a lot of mould in the room, which is actually really unsafe. There's like all in it as well. When we first come into the room, there was a smell of like what I would say wet dog. So to me, that's the damp coming through the walls. And as you can see just above us, that's where there's a lot of water damage on the ceiling. And I think that's what you can smell when you first come in, because it's all around the room. It's there, it's in the corner. The pictures were hidden in the cupboard because they were absolutely covered in mould. But instead of just taking it out of the room and disposing of it, they've put it in the cupboard in the room. There's mould in all the corners as well. And then there's a questionable stain up there, which I am pretty sure looks like poo to me. And I don't know how the hell that's got up there. So some questionable activities have gone on in this room, I'm telling you now. But what worries me is we actually have in my house where I live, we actually have a little bit of that on our ceiling where we've just had a leak. So we're yet to repair it. So that is on my ceiling at home a tiny bit, and I know it's from a leak. So that's definitely water damage. But what's worrying is how long has that been there? How much water damage is there? And that ceiling could fucking come in if it's had too much water pressure on it. And I'm like, there's a crack as well, which is worrying.
Well,
Yeah,
it's all
it
cracked.
just absolutely, and you can see there, is that a crack, Brad? I can't really see, or is that just damage again?
No, it's just
No,
more
just more damage. But it's like, this just, and also like the smell was pure, like water smell, like water damage smell. But what's so sad as well, the corridor actually looks like it's recently been refurbished. There was one corridor we went down which was a little bit more sketchy, like older looking, but this one actually looks like it's just been refurbished. I don't know if they're like in the process of refurbishing the hotel, and the rooms are just kind of not had the time yet. But I'm not gonna lie, it is pretty minging. I'm not loving the smell of aura of the room. So on a peak day like a Saturday, which is when we're staying, this is going to set you back 65 quid a night. I was going to say that there's no soap being left, but they have actually left these on the bed, a pure face bar, and then there's these little shampoos here as well, and then towels, which I haven't actually looked at, but apart from a few little clicks, they actually look all right. Guys, I'm just reading the important information, and Brad hasn't heard this yet, so I've signed into the Wi-Fi. General, breakfast is served between 8:30 and 9:30, weekends 9 till 10. Help yourself to cereal and drinks before the waiter comes to take your order. Checkout is at 11 AM, late checkout is available at £5 extra per hour. The closest cash point tells you about the duty manager and everything. Now this bit, we take guest satisfaction very seriously. Should you require anything, please do not hesitate to ask. Any complaints regarding your stay should be reported in the first instance to the duty manager, who at the time will try their best to rectify immediately. Any issues cannot be resolved should be made in writing to the general manager, who will deal with it personally. This sentence: no images of the hotel or staff should be posted on social media without permission of the hotel management. It's alright, this isn't an image, this is a video, my love. The Schooner Hotel is not liable for loss or damage in any circumstances where there is no breach of legal or duty to employees or agents. Such loss or damage are reasonable foreseeable, and then the rest.
It's crazy. So they don't want you taking photos.
No, probably because of the state of it.
But you can take videos.
Well, they haven't specified you can't, but... Right guys, because this says that if there's any issues to contact the duty manager, I am actually going to ask about the mould in the room. I'm just going to say, like, because it is quite significant amount, and I am just going to say, like, about the smell when we first walked in, which was of mould and wetness and damp, and I'm going to just see the offer in the room or what their resolution to me about the situation is, because I just want to see what they say, and obviously that's what it says to do on this letter, so we'll give them the benefit of the doubt and see what they say. So I'm gonna go and see you in a minute, Brad. Guys, I've never ever experienced an encounter like it, but I think I've just been bribed into giving a good review for the hotel. So basically, I went downstairs and I didn't complain, I literally just queried about the mould. I said, look, there's a little bit of mould in the room and there's a weird smell when you like walk into the room, and the man was like, yes, very old building. And I said, I understand that, and he showed us like some of the patches of like wet on the building downstairs, and I said, oh, I understand it's an old building. I says, I'm not denying that. I says, I'm just a little bit worried about the mould everywhere. He took us, I actually shit myself, you know, and he said, come with me, and we went down this corridor, because I thought, God, where's he taking us? But he just took us to a big warehouse room, and it was full of furniture and full of like ceiling panels and stuff. And he went, as you can see, like we're constantly renovating the hotel. And I said, I don't doubt that you are. I says, I'm just a little bit concerned of the amount of mould in the room. And I said, does every room have mould in it? And the man was like, oh no, girl, absolutely not. Then he told us he had 7 sisters and he's the only boy, so I'm like a sister to him, which I was like, okay. Basically said that if I leave a bad review, the gods will know about it. Which I'm a bit like, excuse me. And then he tried to bribe us and make us feel bad, because he said if I leave a good review, that gives him more bookings, which is more money for his family. If I leave a bad review, then he has no money for his family. Which, like, who says that? Yeah, and he says, he says in the review, talk about like the downstairs, talk about me, Sam. He's called Sam. He was like, talk about me, Sam, but just not room. Do you not think
so
that?
he knows the rooms are a shithole.
He knows the rooms are bad. Do you not think that's just like...
Yeah, it's mad.
Like, who says that?
Yeah, it's mad. But he's not even, he's just thinking all about himself. If you imagine you leave a good review and then like people start thinking it was good and they come here expecting like something decent, you know what I mean? And they come into this room and they've got more than that and go,
Do you reckon he's, because on the reviews as well, because he mentioned about the website and he said the reviews online are 5-star. I was like, where are you looking? I didn't say, but I was thinking, where the hell are you looking?
Yeah, that's
Are them the ones you're bribing people to bloody make? Because now I know. Oh, and he gave her 2 pints because he went, you like beers as well, I do like beer, and he gave her 2 pints, not pay for them, basically, and like saying, I give you beer, so I don't want your beer. He said, no, you have beer, you have beer. Just shut us up about the room, because he didn't have another room to move her in, that's what he kept saying. So he's, I'm fully booked tonight, haven't got another room to move you in. I was like, I understand that. And I says, but I'm just a little bit concerned. Has anybody came in to look at the mould or anything? And I was being polite. I know I can be friendly, but I was being very polite. I was just asking him questions and I got bribed and told that if I don't give a good review, the gods are coming for us. Fucking hell. Jesus.
It's crazy.
I can't believe, I've never had an encounter like that. And then he said that people used to pay to come into the hotel from 10 p.m. till 3 a.m. to do ghost hunting in the hotel, but he doesn't believe in it because he turned around and said they would see a fly on their camera and say it was a ghost. He says it's a load of bollocks, or he didn't say bollocks, said a load of rubbish or something, or people believe what they want to believe, he said something like that.
You could be right about the ghost thing. We don't know that.
Yeah, well, we don't know that. Obviously that's his opinion of the ghost, that's totally fine, that's irrelevant, but I think I'm more shocked at the fact that he's trying to bribe me to leave a good review for this.
Yeah, that is crazy.
That's bad. That's bad, isn't it? And then bribing us, also making us feel bad about not having money for his family if I don't leave a good review. Like, I'm sorry, that's not my fault. I'm just coming and experiencing it and just... Anyway, I don't think I'm going to drink the pint because I'm a bit sceptical of it. Dare you taste it?
Taste it, I'm not having it.
It's Moretti, so you know.
It's flat.
Is it?
It's very flat.
What does that mean? Off?
No, it's just like, there's no like, try it, like you'll know what I mean. It's not off, it's not bad. It's just flat. You know flat?
Fucking hell, it is flat, isn't it?
And it's just like, there's no like fizz to it, and that's...
How is that?
I don't know.
How can it be happy flat? It's been sitting there for ages.
Don't know.
There's not one room in this room.
Yeah, this one's better.
So why did he want us to stay in that room? I am really fucking confused, Brad. I went down and asked about mould in the room. The original man that I spoke to said it was fully booked, couldn't move, and that I had to stay in that room.
So I had the idea, we'll check online, see if the rooms were full.
So that you could book a room tonight, but this room online was it was £140 odd, but I'd only paid, what did I pay? 70 for that one. So that's why he didn't want to give us it in case someone booked this last minute.
Yeah.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, definitely.
What the fuck?
Why is this room more though? It's not really, it's just
Like-
clean. The only difference is this room is clean, which should be a standard.
That's quite nice, to be honest.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
What did he say about a crack in the floor or something? I'm so confused, guys.
I
Like-
think that the man has some kind of idea we're recording.
The one that let the change?
Yeah.
Why?
I just think he does, and that's why he's good for this one. So we'll record this and tell people about this one, because this one's actually decent. It doesn't have mould and shit stuck to it. So I think that they've put it in this one because they have some idea that we're recording and they want to make obviously themselves look good. So they're giving away a better room to make it look a lot better now. But bearing in mind, this is £140. This is like a very average room. It's
Why
just
do you
doesn't-
think he originally didn't give us it? Because they...
I think it's because they've originally clicked that we'll have like we're recording it and shit, and we're reviewing it sort of thing, and I think they want to obviously make themselves look good, and I think when they've clicked that they'll want to give with us.
To be fair, this isn't a bad room. Old-fashioned, yes, but no mould. A few paint scratches. Like, I'll give you a full depth trial of this room as well.
But it's nothing like amazing.
No,
would you pay
very...
£140 a month for this?
I'd probably be disappointed if I paid that. It's a very basic room. But compared to what we've just been in, it feels a lot better.
Yeah, it does. It's crazy.
What? Guys, I'm still sitting here talking to Brad. I'm just baffled with the encounters with the staff.
Yeah.
And Brad's just come up with a good point. He said that he thinks this room's kept for people who complain.
Yeah, but at the same time though, I feel like it's not a bad thing. It could, like, I'm someone who's pretty low key and chill. I won't usually complain about anything, like, no matter where I am. But yeah, it's horrible. Like, there's literally, I picked up a painting that was in the cupboard that they give when there was just full of mould on the back of it. Like, that's not normal at all. So I feel like everyone should be complaining, but...
Like, who wants to sleep in mould? Even when I went down originally and I spoke to him and I said, look, like, it's full of mould, like, absolutely everywhere. And he was like, what was it he said? He said...
you'll be fine for one day.
Yeah, you'll be fine for one
Basically,
night.
just get a grip, he's saying. It's
like,
crazy.
I don't want to sleep in a room full of mould. Like, I keep going over the encounter in my head. I'm like, is this real? Is this real? Like, how are they letting people sleep in mould and then trying to bribe us to leave a good review?
Yeah, with a pint.
With a pint. And I'm just like, I just don't get, I just do not get what's happened. I mean...
Because realistically though, what are the chances that obviously we've seen all this stuff online and where the only room ever that we got was the only one with mould? It's obviously not the case, you know what I mean? And he's saying that there's no rooms available. You said that on the video, didn't you? That we checked, but yeah, it's crazy.
But like, no rooms available, so how come the other guy, as soon as I mentioned it... The thing is, so downstairs there was 2 members of staff, whereas when I went down previously there was 1 member of staff called Sam. It was the other member of staff who wasn't even aware that I'd asked to change room, because as soon as I mentioned it when you were there, he went, I'll change your room, didn't he?
Yeah,
he literally just
yeah,
went, give you your card, I'll change your room. So he knew.
That's what I mean though. I think he had some sort of... Because, like, let's just say everyone was saying, oh, I want to change room. He's obviously not going to do that for everyone staying here. That's why I think he had some sort of feeling that we were like reviewing, because to be fair, we'd done it because we were sort of pushing to see what he would do, or sitting really close to him and stuff, rather than going to the beer garden. But went there for a bit and went inside to try and like talk to them and engage and just see what they're talking about. And then when we sat there, he sort of came over and started talking to us, which was actually quite nice of him, to be fair.
Yeah,
it was polite.
It was, to be honest, that member of staff, we don't know his name, but he was lovely, asking where we were from, like,
polite.
Really canny, and he was really nice. But then Sam was really nice as well. It's not that he wasn't, but it was like a weird encounter, like, you're not like, changing room.
If you're at work, imagine you're at work, you're not going to be saying to someone, I see you as a brother, I see you as a sister, like, please don't leave a bad review. Like, that's crazy, man. You're not going to be sitting there going to someone, don't leave a bad review, I'll you know, what was he saying? Don't leave a bad review, the gods are watching. You're not going to say that to someone at work. So there's something else going on here. I don't think it's just like...
Do you reckon they've seen all the bad reviews and they're just conscious of getting more?
Obviously you've seen the bad reviews. There's no way they haven't. You said there's a hate website. Obviously
well,
they've seen that,
There's a full website for it.
They've obviously seen it. There's no way they haven't. And then, there was something I found even weirder though. The Sam, is that the one with the hair? He's telling you that there's no ghost here and that. Then you go into the lobby and there's a ghost certificate saying that there was apparitions and that. So he's obviously, like, he has an opinion on it and he's, I don't know.
But then when I asked him downstairs, he didn't say anything, did he?
Yeah, no, he said fuck all.
I'm so confused.
I don't get it.
I'm so confused. Anyway, I'll show you around this room just to show you, like, what this one's like. So you walk in, this is a double room. Big, like, wooden poster beds. You've got a few paintings here. But yeah, it's a much bigger room. Like I said earlier, a bit of like scruff with paintwork and stuff like that. Not the neatest, but nothing bad compared to what we had. Like, no mould, no damp, it doesn't stink. It actually, like, this room looks alright, doesn't it? Looks fine. It's sound, it's just a little bit dated. Yeah, it's the bathroom. The bathroom actually looks really decent, to be fair. Just one tile missing, but can't really complain about that after what we've just seen. Only thing I have noticed, which has just made us chuckle, is they've got these photo frames here, but they haven't even bothered to put anything in it. So it's like the standard telling you the measurements and stuff when you get the frame. They've got one on each side, so I don't know if they've seen it and thought, cute little pattern. Brad's checking behind there.
I've just because of the painting scared us so much of how mouldy it was.
How mould?
I'll check that. There's not on that one over there as well.
Oh god.
No,
No, that one's fine. You checking her?
No, that's fine. I think they're all bit alright.
But yeah, this is what we're dealing with. See, this one hasn't even got that little weird cupboard. It's just got like a pool thing, which is much better, isn't it?
Staying in the Schooner Hotel was one of the weirdest experiences of our lives. The first room was unbelievably dirty, whether that comes down to the unidentified substances, the mould, the flies, or even the stack of bird poo outside of the window. Me and Demi still do not understand how they were allowing people to stay in that room, especially for £65 per night. The second room they gave us was fine. Not good, not bad, it was fine. But for the price of £140 per night, it's just confusing. No one would pay that price and see that room as satisfactory. From telling us the gods are watching, bribing us to leave good reviews with flat beer, and guilt tripping, this really was a surreal day. Would you stay at the Schooner Hotel?